Hey guys, Mario here from MTG Diagnosis, Doctor by Day, Magic the Gathering by Night. And today we have another set booster box of Crimson Vow. And it's got the Wizards logo on the top, no Wizards logo on the bottom, Wizards logo on the top, no Wizards logo at the bottom. So it's one of the things you should look for to make sure you're buying an authentic box and not a ripoff. I get these boxes from national distributors, not off of Amazon. So I know there's been a lot of Amazon scams where people have been buying boxes and then the weight and everything checks out, and then they open up the box and all of a sudden there's no real packs inside. We'll put them up like that. It'll be easier to tell when we're getting towards the end. Did not know Magic was for ages 13 and up. I think people who are 9, 10, 11 years old can play. So put that over there. And then we'll make sure to put this up here so we don't forget that. All right. We got our art card, land card, common, 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 uncommon, uncommon, common, uncommon, common, rare. Oh, it's a mythic. Cultivator Colossus, 3 green and 4 for a star. Trample, gains power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. When it's in the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. If you do, draw a card and repeat this process. So you want to cast this when there's a lot of land cards in your hand. Rare is nothing in a token, zombie token. So looking for Soaring the Mirthless. This is I think our 4th box of this set. Still haven't gotten Soaring the Mirthless. Even just a regular Soaring the Mirthless would be nice. Commons, uncommons, common. Rares are Dark Cap Glade, which is our dual land, rare lands, and enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. So it's actually not bad because usually, most of the game will be played when you have 2 or more lands. So most of the game it'll come in untapped. Rares are uncommons. Commons. Rares Overcharge Amalgam, which has flash and flying and exploit. So flash means it could come in during the opponent's turn. Flying, it's a flying creature for 3/3 for 4. And exploit, when you can sacrifice a creature when this comes into play, and if you exploit, counter target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. So you want to use that in a deck where you have a lot of zombie tokens or any kind of tokens, but it is a zombie horror, so zombie tokens would go better. Here's our art card, Olivia. Yeah, we got a foil land there. It's nice. Commons, uncommons. Rare is a commander card. Mindbreaker 1/4 soul bonds. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent mills cards equal to its toughness with this and its soul bond. Oh yeah, Toxo the Corrosive, nice. Now this is a legendary creature, very good creature. 7 for a 7/7. At the beginning of each step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black slug creature, a blue and a black, and sacrifice a slug, and you can draw a card. Freaking amazing. That's why it's mythic. It's 7 for a 7/7. First of all, it shouldn't have 7 toughness. It should be 7 for a 7/5 or a 7/4, but 7 for a 7/7 right there. It's just got a good start, and then these abilities And the fact that you don't have to put counters on your own creatures. And if you have a proliferate deck, you can add extra counters. Great for anybody who's playing Commander and they're playing like Atraxa. This is a great creature for an Atraxa deck because of her ability or her ability to cause proliferate. Commons, uncommons, common, uncommon, and then Investigator's Journal. It's a rare, not that great. And then this is our foil Mischievous Cat. Oh, we got a card from the list. It's a Mythic. Frost Titan, 6 for a 6/6. Whenever it becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless the controller plays 2. So basically ward 2. Whenever Frost Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, tap target permanent. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. That ability is underrated. The ability to tap something and doesn't untap. And it's in blue, so if you have a blue-white blink deck where you can cause things to leave the battlefield and come back, creatures to leave the battlefield and come back, it gives you more value. So commons, uncommons, common, uncommon, common. Rare Ascendant Pack Leader for green for 2/1 has abilities, and then this is our foil uncommon. For the sake of time, I'm going to not talk so much about the cards. Common, uncommons. Oh, a rare Catilda Dawnheart Martyr. She's a 1 and 2 white flying left link protection from vampires. So this is a card with a alternate art. It's a black and white art. And then Kaya Geist Hunter, not that great of a command. Actually, not that great of a planeswalker. And you know, 3-cost planeswalkers are pretty powerful, except for this one. Not that great of a planeswalker. Blood token. So we got the wrong planeswalker. We wanted a Sorin the Mirthless, and we got Kaya the Geist Hunter. Commons, uncommons, another common, uncommon, common. Oh, another Mythic Volatile Arsonist, and then our foil Wedding Security. So these set boosters, every pack has a foil, but not every foil is rare or mythic. This guy, Menace Haste 4/4. Whenever he attacks, or it deals 1 damage to each of up to 1 target creature, up to 1 target player, and or up to 1 target planeswalker. So all 3 of them, it does 1 damage. It's got haste and menace, and then on the flip side, nighttime, it deals 2 damage to each one. And then it's a 5/5 instead of a 4/4. So the mythic. Menace and haste are 2 good abilities. The haste with that ability is definitely necessary because that ability only triggers when you attack with it. Ultimately, you would like to have it come out on the Nightbound side. So you're hoping you have played other wolves and werewolves earlier in the game. Oh, Gara, Visionary Stitcher. Now this guy, so I think this guy's going to be worth more than, I think he's undervalued. And the reason why is because he's a 3 for a 1/4 to start off. So he's got 4 toughness that helps protect them against lightning bolts and shocks and other things that can do 3 or less damage. He gives all your zombies flying, and then 1 blue tap, sacrifice another non-token creature, create an XX blue zombie creature token where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. So you know, and this is in blue where a lot of creatures have high toughness. So, you know, after your first turn, after the turn you have them out, and you can have a creature block something, and then before damage is dealt, sacrifice it, and then all of a sudden you have a flying creature token. Foil, human token. So, and flying, the ability flying is a good ability. It's worth. So if you look at a creature's casting costs, if the creature has flying, you say one of its mana is basically worth that flying ability. So if it's a 3/3 flying, it's going to cost you 4 more mana. And if it costs less than that, then it becomes either a rare or mythic. And then our rare from this, by invitation only. This is a really good board wipe. 5 to cast any number between 0 and 13. Each player sacrifices that many creatures. So the fact that people have to sacrifice creatures can kill indestructible hexproof creatures because their controller, their owner, has to actually sacrifice it, which gets around indestructible and hexproof. Oh, she's so good. So this is the card where I say if somebody plays this against me in limited, I never win, because it's 6 for 4/4 hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on another creature you control. And then on night, it's a 6/6 hexproof. Other permanents you control have hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. If this is on Nightbound, I mean, in green too, I mean, it's like unstoppable. That thing, and it's got hexproof, so you can't just like I said, you know, I mean, you can't even target it with a spell. You'd have to have a board wipe to deal with it. Eldritch. Commons, uncommons, common, uncommon, common. Rare is Change of Fortune. Not that great of a card. Feign Death is or Fear of Death is our foil. Thalia. Guardian of Thraben. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. That's actually my niece's name. Thalia. And Magali Villanueva. This is the artist. Commons, uncommons, common. Oh, our mythic is Jacob Halkin Inspector. 2 for 0/2, tap, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. So you can exile anything from your hand. You don't have to exile the card you drew. And then you look at that card as long as it remains exiled. You may pay 4 and 2 blue if you do to transform him. And then when you transform him, he's a legendary enchantment. And at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at that card as long as it remains exiled. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from among the cards exiled with this permanent without paying its mana cost. Yeah, so if they destroy this enchantment, I think you can do that ability. It doesn't say play this ability as a sorcery, so I think you can play one of your cards that's exiled right away during your turn before it's destroyed. But that's the thing, like, enchantment removal is very hard in Magic. I mean, there's things that can get rid of enchantments, but the cards that get rid of enchantments are far and few between. All right, Mirage Phalanx. This is one of those commander cards that's part of this set that's brand new. It's got Soulbound. You may pair this creature with another creature, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of this creature, except it has haste and loses and loses soulbound, exile it at the end of combat. So that's not bad. And then this is our rare land, our foil. Token. Alright. I don't know what's this? Shepherd. This is Ancestors Embrace. Justina Gill. It's a nice art. And it's our commons, our uncommons. Common, uncommon, common. Curse of Hospitality. Blood Petal. So if you want to read that, you can stop that and read that. Curse of Hospitality, not that bad. And then you got a card from the set list. Whenever a bird is put into your graveyard from play, put a feather counter on Soul Chaser's Airy. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Soul Chaser's Airy. All right, Bird Tribal. Get your Stormcrow commander deck going. All these commons, these uncommons, common, rare, Dream Shackle, Geist. Pretty good, 3 for a 3/1 flying, and then it can tap creatures, and then or cause tap creatures to stay tapped. These are uncommons, commons. Rare is Hopeful Initiate. Oh, here's a set list card. Karoo enters the battlefield. Tap. When Karoo enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return untapped planes you control to its owner's hand. Tap, add 1 colorless and white to your mana pool. It's a land. Karoo. I don't like that you have to sacrifice an untapped planes. I mean, that's very specific. I've never even seen that card before. What set is it from? I don't know what set that is. C14? Is that Commander 14? Must be a Commander card. In 2014. Commons. Common, uncommon. Another rare land. Blue-green. Oh, another set card. Another list from the set. There. Great Teacher's Decree. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Rebound. If you cast a spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast this card from exile without paying its mana cost. Right. Commons, uncommons, common. Oh, this is a Mythic Commander card. Umbrous Fear Manifest. 5 for a 1/1. Gets +1/+1 for each card your opponents own in exile. Not bad, I guess. Whenever Umbrous or another nightmare or horror enters the battlefield under your control, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a land card. Huh. Nightmare horror. Actually, oh, here we go. This is a great card. Hullbreaker Horror. 7 for 7/8 flash. You cast it at the end of your opponent's turn. Can't be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If only you could bounce. Oh, we got a rare foil here. Dying to Serve. 3 for an enchantment. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, create a 2/2 tapped zombie creature token. Triggers only once each turn. Alright. That's an okay enchantment, I guess. Not that great, actually. Uncommon, 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 common, uncommon. Rare is Thalia, Garden of Thraben. First strike, non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. For 2. Oh, I'm gonna have to give that card to my niece. Let her know that she's a magic card. She's not blonde though. She definitely has long hair, but it's dark. It's not blonde. Commons, uncommons, common, rare, welcoming vampire. Oh, it's alternate art too. It's showcase. Flying whenever one or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. It's a good card draw for white. Sundown Pass is a rare land, and we got a rare foil Patchwork Crawler Horror 1/2 for 2. And its ability is you can exile creature cards from your graveyard, but put +1/+1 counter on it, and it has all activated abilities of exiled creatures. Definitely want to protect that. Honeymoon Hearse, uncommons, common, rare, Anji, Maid of Dishonor. Oh, look at that alternate art too. That's a nice freaking alternate. Oh, and this card's good. 4/5, and enter whenever it and/or one or more other vampires enter the battlefield under your control. Create blood tokens. Create a blood token. 2, sacrifice another creature or a blood token. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Lantern Flare. This is a good, even if you don't play, if you're not playing red, it's a good removal spell. Instant travel is there. And then our list card is Speaker of the Heavens from M21. Not that rare, not that old of a card. It's only it's fairly new. I mean, it's fairly recent. List cards that are fairly recent. I kind of feel like you get gypped when you get a list card that's like from a recent set. It's like, oh, geez. I already have this card. Commons, uncommons, uncommon, rare, inspired idea. And then, there you go. Mythic Mana Form Kite. It's a great dragon, 4/4 flying. So one of the reasons why it's mythic is because 4/4 flying is usually 5 to cast, but we got 4. And then this ability, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX red dragon illusion creature token flying in haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Exile the token at the beginning of the next end step. Nice. It's a great mythic card. Can easily win you the game. In red, you know, if you're playing is it red blue, even better. That's a spell for cast non-creature spells you can use that with. I have my rares and my uncommons and rare piles mixed up. Uncommon. I mean, my common and uncommon, not my common, my uncommon. Uncommons. These are commons. Yeah, common. Rare is Alchemist Gambit. Look, I really like this card. I mean, if you're playing Is It and you cleave it, you get an extra turn. If you don't and you just use 3, you get an extra turn. If you know for sure you're gonna win, you get an extra turn for 3. If it's a close game and you're desperate and you're like, you know what? Here we go. We got a signed card, signed art card. Dominic Mayer. Put that in there with the rares. Common, uncommon. Common, uncommon, uncommon, common. Dollhouse of Horrors. It's a good artifact. You can exile creature cards and make construct tokens that get stronger the more construct tokens you have. Resistance Squad. Blood token. Like those blood tokens. Alright, we're getting towards the end of the box. No soaring yet. Foil land there. Foil black and white land. Uncommon, common, uncommon, common. Dorothea's Vengeful Victim. I like this card because then it comes in enchantment. Very easy to cast too. Very low disturb cost. Three packs. Commons, uncommons, common, uncommon. Oh, Odric Bloodcurse, alternate art. Voldaren Bloodcaster, alternate art. Dominating Vampire. Gift of Fangs. So this pack had 3 rares in it. I think this is the Dominating Vampire. No, I think Voldaren Bloodcaster might be the best one out of 3. They're all vampires though. 3 let's call that the vampire pack. Vamp pack. Vamp pack. Uncommons. Uncommons. Catilda Dawnhawk Martyr. Oh, and she flips to Catilda's Rising Dawn. Legendary enchantment. Enchant creatures, protection from flying, lifelink. Enchant creatures flying, protection for vampires, lifelink, and it gets X plus X plus S squares the number of permanents you control that are spirits or enchantments. And she's a star. Spirits enchantment deck. Nice. Crimson Mukwarter is our list card. Gets +1/+1 as long as you control a swamp. Regenerate. Yeesh. Regenerate's good. I mean, like, it's really hard to kill creatures with regenerate. That's so weird. We only had 1 card, signed art card in this box. Commons. Oh, what the hell am I doing here? Commons, uncommons, common. Oh, what? A mythic commander card. Timothar, Baron of Bats. Vampire Noble, 4/4. Ward, discard a card. So ward means if an opponent wants to target it, they have to discard a card. Whenever another non-token vampire you control dies, you may pay 1 and exile it. If you do, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. It gains when this creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and return the exile card to the battlefield tapped. Yee! That's pretty cool. 6 for a 4/4. That's a high casting cost. High Heart Shaman. What? Gauntlet of Power. This is from what's it called? Time Spiral Remastered. 5 comes into play. Choose a color. Creatures of the chosen color get +1/+1. Whenever a basic land is tapped for mana of this chosen color, its controller adds 1 mana of that color to his or her mana pool. So your lands produce of a certain color, so that's really good artifact. Nice. I can't believe that. I got a good card from Setlist. And now the box topper. So far, the box toppers have been really, really bad. So far, I haven't gotten one good box topper yet. Come on now. All the good box toppers are in the collector boxes. Here we go. Let's see. Yep. Mina Harker. Oh, so this is the alternate art of Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So it's Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Mina Harker. Our dear Madam Mina is once more our teacher. Her eyes have been where we were blinded. Now we are on the track once again, and this time we may succeed. It is a rare. Not bad. I mean, could have been worse. Could have been an uncommon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Unfortunately, we did not get a... we did not find Soren. We did get quite a few mythics though. Let's see how many mythics we got. So we got 1, 2. So rare. These are all the rare. 3 mythics. 4 mythics. 5 mythics. 6 mythics. 7 mythics. 8 mythics. 9 mythics. 10 mythics. And a bunch of rares, so not a bad box. I mean, 10 mythics. We didn't get the Soren, but we got some mythics. So, and we got Toxo, the corrosive. We got a slug horror. Slug. Bam. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.